Welcome back, and if this is your first time watching, my name is Brandon and I sell men's clothing on eBay. This is day 54 of the What Sold series where I show you my daily eBay sales. And at the end of the video, I'll go over my net profit for the day. Let's not waste any time, let's jump right into those sales. The first sale of the day is this Kobe Bryant champion jersey in a men's 44. It did have some flaws on it and it sold in 4 days for a best offer of $30 plus shipping. I picked this up in a bulk deal from the Pasadena flea market. So number 2 was a Buck Mason chambray shirt in a men's large. It took 4 days to sell and it sold for a best offer of $27 plus shipping. I picked this up at a resale shop and I think I paid around $10. So number 3 was a Ralph Lauren button-down shirt in a good size, men's 3XB or 3X big. This took about 3 months to sell and it sold for a best offer of $18 plus shipping. I'm kind of surprised that this didn't sell for a little bit more, but it was 3 months, so it's kind of time to move on when a good offer comes in, and I just took $18 and on to the next one. Hopefully the next one sells for more. And I'm pretty sure I picked this up at a thrift store for somewhere around $7 or $8. Sale number 4 and number 5 are both Lululemon pants in men's 40 by 34. They went to the same buyer and they sold for a combined total of $75 plus shipping. I do think that they paid shipping for both of them, so that was an extra few bucks that I did make on them as well. And there's the second pair. And I bought both of those at a resale shop. I think they were 60% off $40, so whatever that is, maybe $18 or something like that each. So number 6 was a Dixon flannel in a men's 2XL. This one is one of, I'm pretty sure these are the little bit older ones. They don't actually have a set name for them. They just say form and function on the label like that. And I've sold one of these for quite a bit. I want to say in the $50 range. So I think these can do pretty well. This one did have some wear on it and it sold in 2 days for a best offer of $25 plus shipping. These were from the buyouts that I made where I paid an average of $27 for them. So this one I am losing a few bucks on. So number 7 was an untucked dress shirt in a men's XL. This sold in 1 day for full price $17 plus shipping. It did have a little snag, I think, right by the collar. That's why I priced it down a little bit. The solid white ones are actually some of the best ones to sell for the untucked shirts, and they usually sell for the most money. This one, if it was no flaws, it probably would have sold for somewhere between $20 and $22 plus shipping, and I got this at a thrift store for around $7. So number 8 was a vintage cat t-shirt in an adult medium. This was from the 80s, and it was on a Oneida tag. And this took 3 months to sell, and it sold for a best offer of $5 plus shipping. It was completely distressed, had lots of issues with it. I got it in a bulk buyout from the Rose Bowl flea market, and I probably paid an average of $10 an item, but I'm sure there's some items that sold for close to $100. So I'm not making profit technically on this one exact item, but there was plenty of profit in the buyout. So number 9 is another Dixon flannel. This one was in a women's small and it was called the 12 gauge. Here's the label and you can see the name right there at the bottom of it. This one sold in 18 days for a best offer of $30 plus shipping. This is another one from one of the local buyouts where I paid an average of $27. So this one's basically break even. So number 10 was a pair of North Face belted pants. They sold in 4 months for a best offer of $7 plus shipping. They did have quite a few flaws on them, and they didn't sell as well as I would have hoped. I bought these at a thrift store, and I paid somewhere between $7 and $10 for them. So I'm probably losing a few bucks at least. So number 11 was a marine layer. It's called the Marge shirt in a size large. It took about 10 months to sell and it sold for a best offer of $15 plus shipping. I'm pretty sure I picked this up at a resale shop when we were on a trip to Oregon, and I paid around 10 or 12 bucks for it, so pretty close to break even, maybe making a few bucks on it. But after 10 months, I'm just happy to get my money back and move on to the next item. So number 12 was a Jams World Hawaiian shirt in a women's large. This one took 3 days to sell, and it sold for a best offer of $30 plus shipping. You guys know I love selling Hawaiian shirts, especially Jam's World. I got this one at a thrift store, which is rare because I usually get these at the flea market, but I'm super stoked when I find them at thrift stores because I usually get them quite a bit cheaper, and I probably paid anywhere between $6 and $8 for it at the thrift store. So number 13 was a Rain Spooner Hawaiian shirt. This one was the USC Trojans from the USC College, and it wasn't a good size, men's 2XL, but it took 8 months to sell, and it sold for a best offer of $30 plus shipping. The college ones are hit or miss. The USC ones are some of the better college ones to sell, but this market might be a little oversaturated. I know I find these quite a bit, so they do take a little bit longer to sell sometimes. If you price them a little bit too high, and I think that's what I did. I just priced it a little too high, so it ended up taking 8 months, and it only sold for $30 anyways. And this is a good point about pricing your items. If you price them too high and they sit for a long time, you might actually get less money than you could have. If I would have priced this probably at $35 or $40 in the beginning, I might have sold it for either $35 or $40. I could have sold it for full price within a couple months, instead of waiting 8 months and selling it for even less money. So do your research, make sure you're pricing your items as accurate as possible. I tend to price most of my items on the lower end of the market, unless it's something that I think is really rare or it's super, super high sell-through rate, then I might price it closer to the middle, or it's rare that I price on the high side. So number 14 was a pair of Lululemon joggers in a men's 2XL. These sold in 2 days for a best offer of $50 plus shipping. I bought these at a resale shop and I paid $28 for them. I love selling Lululemon men's pants. They're becoming probably my favorite pair of bottoms to sell. I don't like selling a lot of pants, but I'm super happy to sell these. So number 15 was a pair of marine layer pants. They're just like some pull-on, like casual lounge pants. They sold in 5 days for a best offer of $17 plus shipping. I bought these at a resale shop, I want to say for like $15, and I wasn't actually going to sell them. I was going to wear them, but I didn't like the way they fit, so I ended up just selling them and probably break even. And I'll do that usually at the resale shops if I find something that I like, even if I'm not going to make money on it, but I like it and I'm most likely going to keep it. I'll just bring it home. I won't try it on there. I'll just buy it, bring it home, try it on. And then if it doesn't work out, I'll just sell it. And it usually works out where I make a few bucks even on those items. But as long as I break even, it's fine. So number 16 was a Lululemon quarter zip pullover, and it wasn't a men's large. It took about 4 months to sell, and it sold for a best offer of $30 plus shipping. I was kind of surprised that this took so long to sell. I might have had it priced just a tad bit too high. I'm guessing like 35 would have been the sweet spot for this one. But I'm pretty sure I picked this up at a resale shop for probably somewhere around $20. So number 17 was a Lacoste polo shirt in a men's size 8, which is one of the bigger sizes, but these Lacoste shirts always get shrunk, disformed, like they just, they become such weird sizes sometimes. They become like super boxy, super short. They just don't hold their shape really well. But this one sold in 29 days for a best offer of $5 plus shipping. I do like selling some Lacoste stuff, but the basic polos are not my favorite thing. Like I said, there's always seemed to be something wrong with them. If they are in immaculate condition and I can get them for a low price, I'll still get them. But usually, like 99% of them have something wrong with them when you find them in the thrift stores. And I got this one at the thrift store probably for $5 to $7. And I'm going to lose a few bucks on it. So number 18 in the final sale of the day was this Lucky Brand Lived In Thermal Henley shirt. It sold in 28 days for a best offer of $15 plus shipping. I remember this day very specifically when I went and found these items. I don't normally source the thrift stores that are directly in my area because they're not that good, but I actually ran out of items and I needed items to list that day. So I went to one of my local thrift stores. They had a bunch of these Lucky Brand Henleys. You've probably seen them sell over the past month. There was probably like 6 or 7 of them. I paid $7 each for all of them, and I knew I wasn't going to make a ton of money on them, but I was confident that they would sell for a profit, and so I was in a pinch, and I ended up just buying them, and I've actually probably made, $5 to $7 off each of them. So that's it for the sales. Let's go ahead and jump into those numbers. On October 24th, we sold 18 items for a total gross sales of $575.61, giving us an average sale price of $31.98. I'm glad to see sales are back on track. The average sale price is a little bit lower than I would like. I know we sold a few of those, poor items that sold for like $5-7. I really need my average sale price to be around $35 to get the net profit that I want. But, we have things that we need to strive for. I think right now, on this month, my average sale price is around $34. I think a little over $34 for the whole month. So like I said, if I can get that to like $35, $36, then I'll be right where I want it. As you guys know, the selling costs and net sales are always inaccurate. Let me show you guys what they really are. The selling costs were $181.01. The breakdown for that is $96 or $69.06 in eBay final value fees, $96.35 in shipping labels, and $15.60 in promoted listing fees. 11 of the 18 sales came via promoted listings. As you guys know, I promote all my items at 5%, and I'm happy to pay any fees that are associated with that. I have had a thought recently, though, that once my sales catch up to the daily listing, so I list 20 items a day. Once I'm averaging 20 sales a day, then I might pull off my promoted listings for a while to see if I can then get my store to a point where it's staying level at 20 items listed, 20 items sold daily without any promoted listings. And then maybe I'll funnel promoted listings back in when I keep growing the business, go on to 25 or 30 items listed a day. But that's my plan. That's not happening yet. And until I get to 20 items average sales per day, then I'm just going to continue with the 5% promoted listings. And like I said, I don't mind paying those fees. It's not a huge portion of the total gross sales to get tons of extra sales. So anyways, if we take away the selling costs and the tax and fees collected by eBay away from the total sales, then that gives us a net sales of $365.76. We still need to take away our cost of goods. I currently use a cost of goods of $13.21 average. And if we do that for 18 items, then that gives a total cost of goods of $237.78. If we take away the cost of goods away from the net sales, that gives us our net profit for the day of $127.98. I do want to be around that $200 net profit per day. So like I said, getting my average sale price up to $35, $36, then those days I'm going to hit closer to the net profit that I want. That's all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow for day 55 of the What Sold series. Peace.